Sydney's new regional fleet or Caf Civity trains. These are the brand new trains that are set to next enter service on our rail network, replacing the aging XPTs, Endeavours and Explorers. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the latest updates and everything you need to know about the new Regional Fleet Caf Civity trains. If there's a particular part of this project or an update that you've been waiting for, you can check out the chapters for this video by going down to the video scrolling bar at the bottom of your screen, where you can see several chapters throughout the video on various topics such as testing and much more. To start off with, we'll be taking a look at the fleet and delivery of the new Caf Civity trains. They're currently beginning to deliver some of the Caf Civity trains towards Australia, and from what I understand, there are currently 6 trains in Australia. I'm not aware of what type of the 3 trains there are, however there are 3 types of Caf Civity trains which will be used in the future when they all enter service. That will be 10 of the 6-car long regional sets to replace XPTs, 10 of the 3-car short regional sets to replace Explorers towards Canberra, Broken Hill and many other places, as well as an additional 9 3-car intercity regional sets to replace Endeavours. There's a good chance a lot of you will travel on the intercity regional trains, as from what I understand they will be doing some runs on the Hunter Line, Southern Highlands, Blue Mountains and the Branch Line, which is unelectrified from Kiama to Mindyarra on the South Coast Line. Once all trains are delivered from Caf in Spain, there will be a total of 29 Caf Civity trains, which will all be maintained out in Dubbo at a specially built maintenance facility. I'm actually not quite sure what's going to happen to the Sydenham XPT Service Centre. I'm going to presume that it will still remain there for the new Caf Civities, but if any of you have any information or what you believe might be happening to that maintenance facility there at Sydenham, please let me know, as I must say it's a very cool maintenance centre, and I've actually had a full tour of the maintenance centre myself, which you can check out in the top right of the screen. It's now time to move on to testing, which is arguably the biggest section of the video with the most amount of new information. To start off with, Caf Civity testing has been going quite well with some hiccups that I will be explaining now. To start off with, Caf Civity testing mainly happens on the Western Line around the area of St Mary's through to Mount Druitt. This happens every few nights per week, and they'll run it overnight on the same track, going backwards and forwards to test the speed of the train, the overhead wire power lines, and also the diesel. From what I understand, they are mainly using diesel at the moment. However, they have been facing some problems when trying to switch from diesel to electricity or vice versa, with the train breaking down and many times them having to reset the entire thing. This actually happened one night, I believe, on testing on the T8 line on its inaugural test run, which you can see on the top right of the screen here, which I was able to film and go out and see at Revesby and Padstow that evening. It was stuck between Revesby and Padstow for about 25 minutes, and from what I understand and from what I heard from other train spotters, it did break down as they were trying to switch from diesel to electricity, but then failed. We're also now beginning to see a lot more daytime testing, or at least on weekends. And just the other day, the Caf Civity train was actually testing along the Inner West Line, which meant that the down line from Central down through to Strathfield was closed to allow for testing of the new Regional Fleet Caf Civity train on the local line. I was unfortunately just not able to see it. I actually did wake up early that morning to go and take a look at the Caf Civity testing, but of course one thing, if you're familiar with the testing of the Caf Civities, you will know it never sticks to the timetable that is shown on the transport apps, and it's purely just a guessing game and tracking the train itself, as it can go anywhere at any time, and I literally just missed the train, and as seen in this photo here and video, I was just missing it by seeing it at Strathfield and seeing a tiny little slither of it sitting at Homebush, and I quite literally missed it by about 2 minutes when my train then arrived into Homebush station just after it left. So not able to give you any video footage of that. However, there is some more video footage as seen here showing testing along the Richmond branch, which has actually been happening on some weekends during the day. So for those who want to see testing and may be limited due to school or curfews, it is best to take a look at the Caf Civity testing on weekends, which you can take a look to see when it's testing on transport apps. It's now time to move on to a detailed look at the interior of the train, which was toured by Regional Transport Minister Jenny Aitchison. We'll be taking a look at this raw video here, which was provided by Sydney Times on YouTube, which is a media outlet that provides news footage and B-roll for news channels across Australia, and I was able to obtain some footage of them taking a little bit of a look around the inside of one of the long regional sets on the Caf Civity train. And for those who may not know much about the interior of the trains, or even have questions such as are the seats reversible, believe me, I would highly recommend watching this clip here, as it answers a whole lot of your questions.
This is amazing. So the crew only? Wow. You've got the more of the charges down here.
So every seat has a
Every
charge.
seat.
Great.
Do you want to have a seat in a seat? Just as
Oh wow.
And these are the economy seats.
Oh my
These
goodness.
are economy, yeah.
You like economy? That's actually
So,
pretty good. Yeah. Excellent.
and
tray table.
armrest. You've got your screen,
Yep.
and the way the recline on this works,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Great.
did you say there?
Excellent. And they're quite roomy. Like.
Wear and tear.
Yeah.
and what will happen is the seats will always be used in direction of travel. So the crew, in the same way that they do now, will simply move the chairs around.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where we get to our destination, around
it
they go.
goes, yeah.
Everyone travels in the direction of service.
We've got those water. Yeah.
I think the water things are good.
And
Luggage racks.
As I said, this is getting ready for testing, so the
Yeah.
sandbags are just simulating the seats that are missing.
Yeah.
Well, we use water
Yeah.
because you could put them all in into them.
I'm sure when you have the big empty bits, what it's going to be quite comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the buffet.
Yeah.
So it's a help points, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because this door's not.
Yeah.
Missing some part.
Okay.
Check luggage area.
Oh, okay, right.
Right. So when the crew check all the luggage in, it all comes into this area.
Oh. Wow. See, this has got more buttons than some of the other ones, I think.
certainly more than the XPT.
Yeah. Straightforward. I don't think so.
So the ice radio, putting stuff on the back for the guard
Yeah.
hole, that's part of
Over that way. Yeah. So that's up that way. Yep.
modifications that will primarily be used in this area. We've been able to resolve.
I hope that was detailed enough for you all, and as seen in this video, which I'll go back on now, some key features are reversible seats, toilets, water fountains, new seats, and also as well some new PID screens on the interior of the train, as seen here on the top of the screen in the middle. One problem that I do believe may possibly reignite the union industrial action once again, similar to the guard problem on the Mariung D sets, is that there are no sleeper cabins on these new trains, which in my opinion is a disastrous choice, and I do believe that they should have these on the long regional trains, as services will continue to operate overnight to Melbourne, Brisbane, and many other places, and I find it absolutely appalling that they've chosen to not put in new sleeper cabins on these trains, as I must say, as someone who has used the sleeper cabins on the XPTs, they are incredibly comfortable and very useful on trains. It's now time to move on to what I'll be calling the frequently asked questions section. This is some footage from a press conference a few months ago at the new Mindyarra maintenance facility for the new Caf Civity trains out in Dubbo, with the Transport Minister for Regional, Denny Aitchison, and also the CEO of New South Wales Trainlink. They'll be answering some questions from the media, which I believe a lot of people from the public as well have also been asking, so hopefully some of your questions can be answered in this video clip here. Now, you can't actually hear what questions are being asked, however, I have transcribed it and put it in text at the bottom of the screen for you all to understand what questions are being asked, then to be answered.
And the first of the trains will be heading down towards Sydney because, as the Minister said, this is a bi-mode train. So it operates both on the diesel network across regional New South Wales, but when it approaches Sydney, it'll be on the Sydney electrified network. And we need to make sure that it works across both those networks. So some of that testing will commence in Sydney out of the Auburn heavy maintenance facility. So those in Sydney and regional New South Wales will start to see it on the tracks and travelling round through that testing journey. After testing, of course, there'll be familiarisation of the crew, and then, of course, there'll be an accreditation and safety process. The train comes into service. So it is really exciting to have the first two trains here in Dubbo. The other balance of the fleet is on its way, and we're really keen to start that testing process. Thank you.
What can travellers expect?
Well, to be able to step onto a brand new train, it's got the new train smell, I have to say. To see the comfort facilities, to see the buffet facilities, to see the accessibility facilities. So the amount of space that is provided for people that require that accessibility need has absolutely been catered for in this new generation train. As I say, our old trains have done fantastic service, but this is a game changer in terms of comfort, in terms of connectivity, so the ability to charge, to have a power point at your seat. They're things that we can't offer at the moment, but these new trains do.
Hopefully those individuals were able to answer some of your questions. The remainder of the questions were ones that have already been answered in this video or in my past video that I have made on the Caf Civity new regional fleet trains, which is basically a deep dive of what to expect, which I highly recommend watching and is linked on the top right of the screen as we now come towards the end of the video. And that's a summary of all the latest updates and everything you need to know about the new Regional Fleet Caf Civity trains in Sydney and New South Wales, Australia for November of 2025. Hopefully into next year we'll see some more sets arriving, and in regards to when it's going to enter service, I expect it to enter service in the late 2020s, roughly around 2027 at the very earliest, all the way up until around 2029. However, if the union goes ahead with any industrial action as a result of the sleeper cabins not being included, we could see trains entering service in the early 2030s. So definitely buckle up, it's going to be quite a wait until we have a first ride on these new trains. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all enjoyed. I'll be doing a follow-up video on the Caf Civity trains in a few months, early in 2026, if there is any more information for you all to know. Thank you all very much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and liking the video to show that you enjoyed it, as it also helps me to make more videos and also to push videos like this out to new people who may be able to discover my channel. My goal is to also reach 10,000 subscribers by early 2026, so by subscribing it would mean a lot. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.